Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode. Normally I don't go live during series, but I am today. Yankees just dropped game one. I'm gonna put this on a little low in the background because I feel like I just hear an echo in here. Um, the Yankees just dropped game one to the San Diego Padres in a game they were leading in the eighth inning with 2 men out. This, and I wrote this on Twitter, has to be the most soul-crushing loss in 2025 so far. This and the Rays game where they were up 4. These are the two losses that are the most soul-crushing so far. So, Berger gets the win out of the bullpen for the Padres. Weaver gets the loss, even though, only one run was his. And I'm going to talk about the whole bullpen meltdown. So, first, and it's on the screen there, Carlos Rodon pitched fantastic today. 6 2/3 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. He's been phenomenal. His past 4 outings have been phenomenal. The Yankees are now 1-5 in their last 6 games, only winning on Friday. They're on a 3-game losing streak. They have not won a series since the doubleheader against Toronto. That was a week ago. They lost 2 out of 3 to Baltimore, 2 out of 3 to Tampa. They lost today. In those games, 1, 2, 3, 3 of the losses have been 1-run games. The other loss has been a 2-run game. So all their losses have been safe situations. So it's not like they've been blown out. So is it the starting pitching or is it the offense? It's a combination of both. Today was on the bullpen. Today was on a combination of things. I'm the biggest Luke Weaver fan there is. I don't think I can sit here and lie and defend him today. It wasn't his fault at all. But, it was his fault because he gave up 2 hits. The rain wasn't great, and I think they should have called the game. Well, it was still 2-0. The circus kind of started when Williams came in. He struck out Martin Maldonado on a wicked airbender. Then he walks Tyler Wade. And the 4 balls weren't even close. Brendan Lockridge then hits a little looping single after he was down 0-2. That was an awful four-seam fastball to him. Tatis would strike out. One of the pitches was low. He got thrown out of the game. Then Mike Schill gets thrown out, and that kind of sparked the rally. Boone's about to talk on Yes Network, so let's hear what he has to say.
Obviously, the walk there to Wade after getting the leadoff hitter hurt. Thought it looked like he made a decent pitch getting in on Lockridge.
Oh, he made good pitches. Williams did. That's good to know. He lost the fucking game.
And then loses the ride. So obviously the walks hurt. So set them up there.
Yeah, stop walking people. How about throw fucking strikes?
I mean, 2 pretty big time swings. It looked like Bogarts got to a pretty good pitch. Like knowing that ride and carries there and was able to get to it and stay level with it. So just thought they put 2 good swings on. I thought Luke had a pretty good fastball tonight, and they were able to sync it up.
No, he didn't.
Obviously, both teams have to do it, but what are the toughest parts about playing in?
I'm not listening if they're asking questions about the weather. Both teams have to play in the weather, not just the Yankees. I'm sorry. It's just the hit off of Machado's bat off Weaver was 114 miles an hour. The one off Bogart's bat was 100 miles an hour. This is why I can't exonerate Weaver like it's a little looping liner. No, they're hard hit missiles. Then he walks Camposano. To be honest, though, I'm looking at this. He should have struck him out twice. The umpire missed 2 calls in that at bat, and he should have struck him out twice. I, I Judge got under one, high exit velocity, just missed it. Rice strikes out. Goldschmidt was 2 for 4 today, thank God. Bellinger with a fly out 365. I want to see if that leaves in any ballpark. I thought he got it off the. I mean, it sounded like he got a good swing on it. He's been putting good swings on pitches the past few days. It's just an unfortunate loss. You know, Luke Weaver's ERA is 0.59. He gave up 1 run. 3 runs in that inning were charged to Devin Williams. Aaron Boone was asked before I turned this on, why didn't you go to what's his name? Why didn't you go to Cruz to lead off that inning? Well, because we used Cruz 2 days ago and he only threw 2 pitches, so we figured we'd save him. Why? If you're looking at the bullpen depth chart, Devin Williams is like dead last. I have Yarborough ahead of him at this point. That is not a home run in any of the ballparks, just for reference, the Bellinger ball. It's unfortunate. It's a tough loss, but it's highlighted more when you're on a 3-game losing streak now against a red-hot Padres team, when you're not playing good baseball, you're not hitting well at all, and, now you're in a hole in the series. This is a stat, and I'm going to pull up another one in a second, that Katie Sharp posted late last night. If you don't follow her, I suggest you do. These stats have been awful for the Yankees the past few days because for whatever reason, the Yankees just don't like coming back in games. And I noticed this as a trend a few weeks ago. And I was like, all right, it's a 1-run game. They don't like coming back. If someone just tweeted out, Joe's McFly tweeted out, so you're telling me if Williams hasn't pitched for the Yankees this year, they're 24-11. That's the amount of games he's blown. This isn't a good thing. Now, yes, we can say all we want. The Yankees are spoiled. They had Rivera. Cool. Luke Weaver's a damn good pitcher. I'm not going to let today, where he lost to 2 good hitters, define him. I'm not. Is it unfortunate that we lost today? Yes. Is it the end of the world? Not yet. It's not the end of the world. They're going to lose games. They're going to win games. It's how baseball works. But right now, something has got to give for this team because they are playing like they just don't care half the time. Today was one of the toughest losses they've had in such a long time because they had the win. All they had to do was get 6 outs, and they couldn't. And I'm not blaming Weaver fully, even though he's getting some of the blame. Here's the other stat. The Yankees have lost five losses when leading in the 8th inning or later. That is the most in the MLB. Yesterday, they played like they didn't care. They had a moment to come back. They didn't. The day before I was there, they had that game. They blew it on the Volpe error. Today, I think, was the worst because you gave the ball to your guy, and today's like the one It's like Russian roulette sometimes. The bullet went off today. Now, the bullet might not go off again till July with Weaver because he's just so good. But the bullet went off today in a very big way. And the Yankee offense also is silent in the ninth inning, and this is a theme. They go 3 up, 3 down, 3 up, 3. The only game they didn't go up, 3 down in was against the Pittsburgh Pirates, and I'm pretty sure that I could probably hit their closer because they're not good. They're in a very tough stretch of games against very tough teams. The Padres are a very good team. And it's mind-boggling to me, Aaron Boone's answer of why Cruz couldn't pitch the 8th inning. Why wouldn't you want your second-best reliever pitching the 8th inning? And then Weaver pitching the 9th inning, a clean inning. Because I think if Weaver has a clean inning, this has a different outcome. They're going to have to bounce back tomorrow. We're staring right down the barrel of a 4-game losing streak. I'll tell you that right now. Luke Weaver in his last 37 regular season games tonight versus the Padres allowed 3 inherited runs to score. In the previous 36 games, 3 runs. This is a one-off from Luke. It's a one-off. As for Williams, I don't know what you do. I don't know how you can continue to pitch him. I think Devin Williams can't be pitched in high leverage ever again. I think Devin Williams needs to likely, I don't know if you can designate him for assignment. Yeah, here's the full quote. Aaron Boone said he didn't keep Cruz in the game even though he threw 2 pitches in the 7th because he threw 2 innings a day ago and doesn't want to overextend anyone, and the 8th inning was set up for Williams. What? He couldn't get Tyler Wade out today. And I swear to God, if anyone sits tonight, because someone already tried it on X, to blame Jason Dominguez for the reason they lost today because he struck out to end the game, how dare you? What do you want him to do? He's coming off the bench. What do you think? He's going to come off the bench and boom, short porch? Wells gave it a ride. Hell, if it's a warmer day, if it's Saturday night, that bowl's out. If it's Saturday night, the Bellinger bowl's out. And there are a couple other ones today on both sides that would have gotten out if this is a different day. It's just a frustrating loss because we're sitting here scratching our head. Rodon has a 0.70 ERA in his last 4 starts. His ERA on the year is 2.95. He's had more good starts than bad. And now we're forced, and we're looking down the barrel now of most likely a series loss and heading on the West Coast a game or 2 over 500. They're not a good team. They just aren't. Brian Cashman failed this offseason because they could have gone out and gotten Jose Quintana or someone else when someone went down. Hold on. This is another stat. The Yankees have allowed 138 walks this season, which is tied for the second most in major leagues with the White Sox, only trailing the Marlins. This has been a problem. The problem isn't Devin Williams coming into the game, as someone pointed out. The problem is Devin Williams not being able to get. Oh my God, Rodon's ERA is the second lowest in the American League since the middle of April. The only one lower, Max Fried. So the Yankees have two aces in their rotation. Clark Schmidt's yet to show it, and tomorrow's going to be a big test. Man, I'm out of words. I don't know what else to say anymore. They just were. I don't know what to say. I can't say they were flat because they scored 3 runs. They should be scoring more. They're not hitting well at runners scoring position. Judge going home on that play in the first inning looms large. Even though, it's no guarantee that run scores, but that looms large. Good swings from Bellinger. And then the fourth outfield. The outfield's a problem now. Because you're either sitting Bellinger, Dominguez, or Grisham every few days. It seems like right now Dominguez is going to be the odd man out for a little bit. It's just the fact that we've gotten to this point. I don't know what to do. I don't know what you do anymore if you're the Yankees. I honestly, I don't know anymore what the Yankees can do. They don't come up in clutch situations and try. Their bullpen is a problem, becoming one. Their defense is a problem, becoming one. The manager's a problem. The pitching staff is a problem. I honestly don't know what you do. The Yankees have 8 losses this year where they lead in the 7th inning or later. 0 wins when they're flipped. Meaning if the Yankees are trailing in the 7th inning or later, they don't come back. Five of those losses are coming in the 8th inning or later. Williams has 5 losses directly attached to him. Williams is responsible for 5 games today. He's responsible for the first game against Toronto. He's responsible for the one against Tampa. Those are the 3 off the top of my head, but that's still, you're talking about a different team. Not 19 and 16. You're talking about 21 and 13. A much different record. You know why? Boston's a game and a half back, playing the Texas Rangers, who have been struggling this week. The Yankees are 4 and 6 in their last 10, 1 and 5 in their last 6. They're 11 and 8 at home. They're 500 on the road. They're 10 and 9 against teams that are under 500, and that's a stat that should be scary. Their run differentials plus 51. That's really good. That means they're scoring. But that run differential skewed when you played, the Brewers and scored 36 runs off the Brewers. I'm looking right now to see. The good news is no one really has good numbers off of Clark Schmidt. Paul Goldschmidt has good numbers. In 3 at-bats, he has a hit and an RBI, 2 hits and an RBI, and a 1.750 OPS against King. Bellinger's 0 for 1. Pablo Reyes should never play again, so I'm not even going to read his stats off of Michael King. But that's a positive. Maybe King doesn't. I don't know. King seems pumped up to be here. I honestly think Williams needs to be designated. I think the Yankees need someone at the deadline. I don't know, or before the deadline. Brian Helsley's available. I don't think they're going to make a trade for that because that costs prospects. They need a starting pitcher. I wrote yesterday, Pablo Lopez is perfect for the Yankees. Fourth, he'd be a good fourth starter. Low ERA, pitches innings. The only concern is a couple of injuries. And that's a concern. You're giving away 2 of 5 games by pitching Warren and Carrasco. Then you're giving away games when you have Williams pitching against them. Why wasn't Williams pulled before facing Tatis? That's my question. Why don't you have Weaver in to face Fernando Tatis? Because you face 3 batters, you got 1 out, allowed 2 on. If you give him a rhythm, maybe he gets a different result. Anyway, Grisham homered. Grisham homer. Who else? Volpe hit a sac fly because actually, I'll give him that. He had a productive out today. Congratulations, welcome back. He had a nice play in the 8th inning, a nice backhanded stab on a ball. Other than that, there's not really much. Judge snapped his 14-game hit streak. He did have a walk that extended his on-base streak to 31 or 2 straight. The weather today was depressing. But the weather can't be the constant excuse every time this team goes through a slump like this. Because it is ironic that every time this team goes through a slump like this, it's like crappy out. You just hope that, they go on the West Coast and they somehow get right. LeMahieu is coming back within the next few days. Now, you might scoff at me for saying what I'm about to say, but I'm going to say it. I really don't care. DJ LeMahieu, the way he's been, I don't want to say hitting because it's off minor leaguers. The approach at the plate that he's taken, not many ground balls, more balls in the air, more balls in play. That is what I'm focusing on. And the defense has been spectacular. He made a good play. If you go on to Somerset Twitter account, Somerset Patriots, you could see some of the highlights. He should be in the lineup tomorrow for the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Rail Riders. That'll be another test because he'll be hitting a higher level of pitching. Oh my God, it's 11:30. I have work. Oh wait, I could sleep in tomorrow. Wrapping up. So if you hear like an echo in my space right now, I'm packing or have packed or whatever my room, moving out from the end of the semester. So I leave Wednesday morning. So the post-series recap, if there is one, will be Wednesday night. And I'll be back in my normal space for the summer. So a little bit more polished off. I want to listen to this. It's Luke Weaver.
Execution. Yeah, I had a chance to jump back and look at it and just not executed well enough. The circumstance really needed some true quality pitches and felt like I just didn't really get it to where it needed to go. Yeah, I think it's a lack of execution.
Weaver called his pitch a lack of execution.
Conditions. So, yeah, I mean, not ideal, but everybody's playing through them.
And
It comes and goes.
That's the perfect answer, and this is why I like him. He took it on the head. He said it's my pitches. I didn't execute the way I should. They ask him about the weather. He goes, "It wasn't ideal, but everyone's playing through it. That's not an excuse." And that's why he's my favorite reliever. Everyone's going to throw a dud. I had this conversation with my dad actually after his last appearance. It's kind of ironic. My dad's like, he's going to blow a game, right? I'm like, everyone does. Wish it wasn't today because, it's just been a tough stretch. But now we're looking at a situation. So I was saying, echoing in here, they need to somehow do something and salvage a game. You cannot go on the road on a 5-game losing streak. You just can't do it. Now, Max Fried's pitching Wednesday against Dylan Cease, and Cease has had a very tough year. The bullpen for the Padres is very good, so if their little method is to, do what they've been doing, outlast the starter, and get into the bullpen, that's not going to work with this team. You saw it today. That approach does not work. Luke Weaver's not going to do this every outing. He's not Devin Williams. We know this. He's going to bounce back. I'm not worried about him in the slightest. Okay, these things happen. He's walked 6, struck out 16. Opponents are hitting 0.98 off him. I am not worried about Luke Weaver in the slightest. Now, if he does this for 5 more outings and it's all like this, then yes. That's not happening. He is the best reliever back there. This isn't on him. Devin Williams needs to be designated for assignment or something. I don't know what you do with him. He can't pitch with a lead for the Yankees. I don't care if the lead's 20. You just can't do it. I don't care if it's 20-1. Because then you'll look up, it'll be 21-20. He's just awful. And people are like, who's to blame? Who's to blame? I don't know if I blame Boone or if I blame Williams or a combination. I'm finding it hard to blame Boone because Boone's just doing his job. He's going to relievers that he think can get out. I mean, it's the bottom of the lineup. You would think that Devin Williams would be able to get the bottom of the lineup out. Excuse me. You would think Devin Williams would be able to get the bottom of the lineup out. And obviously he didn't, and that's why I don't know why Boone let him face the top of the lineup. I guess that's where you can blame Boone. I'm going to leave it there. Tough loss. The Yankees need to start learning how to come from behind and win games and win good games because there's no way they're winning a championship if they're playing like this because they played like shit now for a week. Have a good day, everyone. Let's go Yankees. Let's win tomorrow.